Hi there, today we are going to create this. So we'll start by adding a text 3D note. You can just drag from here and then enter the name you want and other details, and then add a duplicate 3D note. Then here it's a bit tricky for these three nodes because I want to make it as optimal as possible. So you can create a loop video of like 3 seconds and 4 seconds, and you can just use that rendered video of how many times you want, so that you don't need so much rendering time rendering hundreds of words in the single video. It just takes time because it's in 3D. So use the duplicate 3D node, enter 4. I'm counting 4 on the right, then we will add 4 on the left, and then we will loop only these 4 words so that we don't need an extra data. So then offset it. For this word and this size it took 4.6, but depending on your word and size of it, it might change. But remember this number and this number, 4 and 4.6. You need to add another duplicate 3D and multiply this 4 into 4.6. I will show it on the screen, the calculation, and you will get a number. Then you need to subtract that number from this number. So 4.6 minus 18 point something, you get minus 13.8. that you need to add in this second duplicate. So and keep the number 2 here, so they are exactly distributed to the right 4 and the left 4. So you will have an exact loop without any changes in between. So once you are done with these duplicate 3D nodes, add a transform 3D node. Then you need to animate the value of X. So go to the first frame, click on this diamond icon, then go to the looping point you want. I kept it at 3 seconds, so 90 frames. So go there and then enter the value of this. For the duplicate 3D one, the 4.6 value, you need to enter exactly this value here. It is showing for me 0 because it's already looped. Go to spline, select this transform X offset, press Ctrl A, Ctrl F, and right click, set loop, and select this loop. So once you select that, it will show 0 for you also, but let's see, if I just go one frame before, it will show 4.5 something. So that's another confirmation that it is looped. So that's all. Now we have the text, looping it perfectly for 3 seconds. So you can just render the video and you can use it as many times as you want, depending on how lengthy your video you want to be. But let's add a background first, background for the text, and then an entire background in the background. So add a shape 3D node, keep it plain, adjust the width and height according to the text length. So now I have 4 words, like 2 words gradient color, like 4 times on the right, 4 times on the left. So it needed me 20, and then height, you can just see it, eyeball it. So just leave it like that. Just change this width and height according to your height and width, and then duplicate it. Now we have let's see in the first viewer. Now we have this one shape with one line of these words. Now we need to duplicate this in the background as it's shown here. So I duplicated it 10 times to get this kind of spiral effect. So then I adjusted the Z offset just slightly a bit, and then rotated the Z value. So for every duplicate, it reduces the Z offset a bit and it rotates. Then we get this rotation effect. So just do the same, and then connect it to merge and add a camera for better viewing perspective. You can change the perspective if you want, and then connect it to render 3D, then add it to a merge if you want to add a separate background here, and then connect the merge one to media out. So that's it. It's very simple. Just here you need to follow the mathematic rules here. This changes when you change this number, but the main technique is same. You need to multiply this number with this number and then what is the result? That result you have to subtract from this number, 4.6 minus that result, and that number you need to give it in the duplicate 3D, the second node here. So then it will perfectly align to the right and left. Then when you loop, you don't see any disturbances, it will be perfectly aligned. So that's all for this video. See you in another video. Bye and have a nice day.